Attendees will pay up to $100,000 for a picture with the president and $250,000 to listen in on a roundtable discussion. Now, people are taking to Twitter, threatening to cancel their gym memberships. Ross responded saying, "I've known Donald Trump for 40 years, and while we agree on some issues, we strongly disagree on many others, and I have never been bashful about expressing my opinions." A spokesperson for Equinox and SoulCycle said they don't have anything to do with this event for the president. They don't support it, and they don't use company profits to fund politicians. The Trump campaign has not responded to CNN's request for comment. Ross also owns the Miami Dolphins and a related nonprofit dedicated to equality in sports. Kenny Stills, a wide receiver on the team, tweeted, "You can't have a nonprofit with this mission statement, then open your doors to Trump." There are also calls to boycott other related companies' businesses, including Hudson Yards, home to CNN's New York studios. Out Magazine's editor-in-chief called for fashion designers to boycott Hudson Yards for Fashion Week.
Of all the ways to go, what if you go Korean? There are many ways to go, but only one way to go Korean.
Weeks before the massacre that took place behind me, the suspected gunman's mother called police. She called police, concerned that her son owned an assault-style rifle and didn't know how to use it. Now, she did not leave her name or her son's. Her concerns were dismissed by police, who said based on the information, her son had a legal right to have that gun. But again, let that sink in. The mother of the suspected shooter called police with concerns. CNN's Brian Todd joins me here in El Paso to give us much more on this. And just that one phrase, I think, will be alarming and disappointing, shocking to the people here in El Paso.
That's right. I mean, clearly, you're raising questions about a red flag possibly missed here, but then it raises questions about how much she interacted with police and what specific information did she give them, because according to our investigative team who spoke to lawyers for the family, she called the Allen, Texas Police Department in the weeks before the shooting, expressed concern about her son owning an AK-type firearm. Concern really because of his age, his maturity level, and his lack of experience dealing with that kind of a weapon. But apparently, according to these lawyers, she did not express concern that he posed a threat to anyone. And the lawyers were telling our investigative team that this was not a volatile or explosive or erratic behaving kid, and there were no alarm bells raised. Well then, okay, why are you calling police to express concern? Is there a disconnect here? So clearly there is something there, and we're trying to get some more information, again, from the Allen, Texas Police. They're not really giving us a lot of information. They're not giving us documentation about the call. They did not really ask for much more information from the mother, other than to say that, given her explanation of the situation, he was legally entitled to have that weapon.
We have 2 homicides in Santa Ana, one at the Subway, one at the 7-Eleven. We have the 2 homicides in the apartment complex right behind me, the multiple robberies, and we have 2 other people that were stabbed. The guy at the Chevron that nearly lost his nose, and we have the female at the insurance company who fought off the suspect during the robbery. So we have 2 victims that are stabbed with serious injuries. The male and female are expected to survive. They're in stable condition at a local trauma center. And then we have our 4 deceased victims. Our suspect currently is at the Garden Grove Police Department being interviewed by our detectives. He's going to be taken to the crime lab, be processed for evidence, and we're going to go from there to find out what his motive was behind there.
We knew that we needed just to find that one piece of evidence that could move this search forward. On Friday, August 2nd, that one critical piece of evidence was found. Items directly linked to the suspects were located on the shoreline of the Nelson River. Following this discovery, we were at last able to narrow down the search. We immediately sent in specialized RCMP teams to begin searching nearby high probability areas. This morning, at approximately 10 a.m., RCMP officers located 2 male bodies in the dense brush within 1 kilometer from where the items were found. This is approximately 8 kilometers from where the burnt vehicle was located. At this time, we believe these are the bodies of the two suspects wanted in connection with the homicides in British Columbia. An autopsy is being scheduled in Winnipeg to confirm their identities and to determine their cause of death. There's obviously a certain amount of relief that we were able to locate these people and hopefully bring some closure not only to the victims of the homicides but to the people of Gillam, Fox Lake Cree Nation, York Landing, Ilford War Lake Nation. It's huge to be able to hopefully give some people an opportunity to exhale and to hopefully eventually go back to normal and not being afraid of who's out in the woods anymore.